Well, welcome back, everyone. It's Sean from Having Fun Repairs. I've got a device here with me that a customer sent in. Actually, the customer was Gene. If you remember the Metronomania video, repairing some metronomes and some tuners, right? Electric tuners for instruments, etc. He sent in 3 more things for repair. This device that we have in front of us, and 2 that I'll cover in a separate video. But I figured, based upon what he mentioned being the issue, that this one would probably be a relatively quick fix. At least I hope. What we have here is a Zoom H4n Pro handy recorder or dictation device. Okay, now this is, from my understanding, used when you're out gigging, saying playing music, etc. So as you can see with this device itself, it has 2 cardioid speakers. I assume cardioid, 180 degrees out of phase from one another for picking up sound a little bit better. You've got a line in sitting right here, volume control, USB, volume, menu, record level, memory card, I guess for recording longer sessions, inputs, and tracks and files, so you can actually do probably a bit of mixing or something like that, depending on what instruments and what is being used with this. So not just these 2 mics up here, but you have 2 audio jack inputs here for external microphone, or say if you have like a gig piano or guitar or something with you, for getting that audio into this device. But anyways, pretty interesting. He said that power switch doesn't work, and has seen just right here, it freely moves up and down. There's no indication of a mechanical switch when moving it. And just in the past, Gene has been very, very good about including what the issue he believes is with the device. Very honest speaking, so I appreciate that. But I guess for now it's going to be, can I get this switch repaired? And hopefully I can. Looks like we have, well, there's one missing here, but 4 Allen screws on front. But I'm willing to believe that there are probably some screws hidden behind these rubber feet, and yeah, these rubber feet actually hide the screws that are keeping the back case on. So those are the ones that probably need to come out first. But no, what's this? Stamina? I have no clue what that setting is. But I guess we'll find out what that switch does. But for now, we'll go ahead and check our batteries. Okay. Maybe not necessarily needed, because I can feel the switch is not functioning as it should. But we'll do a quick battery test, and I prefer to test them while they're in the battery cradle, so I can get a full voltage, and at least that tells us that there's nothing impeding electrons from flowing while it's in the device, for the most part. Let's see. We can hopefully get from here to here. And yeah, 2.9 volts. So slightly under. I would assume that each battery, 1.5 volt battery, they're probably sitting at around 1.4 volts right now. So slightly low. Yeah, 1.47. 1.47. Yeah, they're slightly drained, but that should still be enough power to operate the device, get it to turn on. But I suppose what I'll do next is we'll get it apart, and I'll take a look at the switch and hopefully be able to determine what is going on so we can get this repaired. All right, let's get it apart. Okay, I want to zoom in here and show you something. That should be zoomed in enough. This upper camera gonna focus? There we go. Okay, so over here in the bottom right corner, that's where that switch is gonna be. And I can actually physically see the part of that switch that's supposed to move. Okay, but it's not staying attached to this. And here we go with little fragments of plastic I'm finding, which seems to indicate to me that that's the other half of the switch, in which you know, you got a switch, it goes in, it kind of locks around it, that the switch here is pretty much broken, and that's why it's not making the connection it should. But yeah, I will have to tear this down a bit more to make a better assessment. And look, we even got another piece sitting right there. Okay. And once I get it more torn down, I can throw it, you know, underneath the microscope or something so that you can have a better look. But yeah, I'm going to get this taken down a bit more. Not too hard. You got the upper two screws sitting here. The backside clamshell upper screw sitting there. You got a medium screw at the bottom side of the clamshell. And then two of the front screws at least have to come out because they come all the way through and insert here concerning those Allen keys. But looks like I've got a few more screws to remove and I can start getting boards and components out of here. So I'll have to go through all that process. Yeah, I kind of wanted to get the batteries in and just test the switch itself inside of it there to see if it'll power up. And it 100% does. So at least we can definitively say that there is nothing component-wise. This is just simply a mechanical failure. And it's probably going to take me a bit to figure out how to disassemble this. And rather than record the entire thing, I'm probably just going to do this off camera. Okay, so all I really had to do was pop out this board sitting right here. It's held in with one mechanical connection here. From there, you can see that the clamshell has been folded out. But I was able to remove a couple screws off of this and then wiggle out the front. And then from that, pull out these two screws from here and remove the back side to this microphone assembly. Okay. And also take note that there's a ribbon cable here that plugs into this. So that's how you're transferring all this analog data. It looks like you're digitizing it and then bringing it digitally into this main motherboard right here. And I should probably put those screws back in the way that they should be before I lose them. Okay, there we go. From there, it was just a simple method of rocking this outward and then folding it out. And then I was able to push on this a bit and pop out our switch here. I found a couple more plastic pieces inside, coinciding with the other ones that we found opening it up. And then this one plastic piece right here, I believe is the one missing from our switch. We'll get it underneath the microscope here in a second so you can see it. But I believe that's going to be the issue. Now, the problem is you know, I can glue this back on with a touch of super glue. And then I can try to reinforce it a bit with some 2-part epoxy. But that's not going to be, I think, a long-term permanent fix. I'm not sure if they make these switches somewhere. I can dig through a junk drawer to see if I've got anything that's comparable to it, but I don't believe I do. But we could try to repair it to see how that goes, and I can just write a note, hey, don't be super aggressive with it because it could potentially break again. And that's probably going to end up being the route I go in if I can't find something to use in place of it. Otherwise, you could just leave it out and then operate it from here. But then you would need something to poke down in here to turn it on and off. And I don't know, that doesn't really sit well with me from somebody who repairs electronics to leave something like that. I'd rather actually have just a switch in there, even if it's been patched with a bit of glue. But yeah, I can let the customer know what I discovered. And let me get this under a microscope so you can see how tiny it is. Okay, microscope is up, and let's make it full screen there. Okay, so here goes the little plastic switch. That's scooted over. You can see it right there. As a matter of fact, you can see the piece missing right there at the end. Let's orient it a bit differently. Okay. And then here goes the part that I believe fell off of it. So maybe this thing was dropped or something, or, just jostled in a bag, squished and slightly damaged. Yeah, that definitely is the missing plastic part right there. But yeah, let's try to mend it with a bit of glue, and I'll let the super glue sit. Then I'll 2-part epoxy it or something, and then we'll go from there. Okay, while that glue is setting, I want to try do something other than 2-part epoxy that I think is going to make a better mechanical bond. I'm going to use this little metal pin that I have here, okay? And I'm going to heat it up and drive it through the switch just behind that tab. And then the tab will be glued to the metal pin as well. And then I can cut the pin flush or to the height of the broken piece over on this side. And I can cut it flush on this side. It's not going to be an issue. I'll cut it flush on this side. That won't be an issue. I think that will make a stronger bond overall. Probably give this a bit of lifespan. While this was setting, I was looking through my office to see if I had something comparable, and I definitely do not. So, unless if you can just procure one of these items online, I'm going to try this method first, and if it fails, then I can move away from it from there. post. We've gotten her back together. I was searching for a screw for a bit to go in there. Oddly enough, the only screw I could find that had the same depth, threading, and dimensions, minus the actual head itself, came out of a Nintendo DS. Just like the only plastic switches I had were spare Nintendo DS parts, but they were not the right form factor. As a matter of fact, just looking online, you're hard pressed to find exactly what you need here in the correct form factor, and not just the correct form factor, but the posts that are on the inside at the right position, because some are offset on them. But we can turn it on, and yeah, it turns on just fine. Seems to be about 3 positions actually on the switch. All the way down turns it on, you have a middle position, and then all the way up holds it. Okay, puts it onto a key hold, and then you can release by returning it to the center position, just like that. Not gonna let me record without an SD card. But it appears, yeah, we can change our mic inputs from the bottom to the top. Volume button is working. We know the on-off button is working. Record level, yeah, that's working. Mic level. Menu button. And there we go. There's a tuner built into this, isn't there? Folder file, input, record, tools. Yeah, here we go. Let's go to tools. And let's go to tuner. 440 hertz. Chromatic. Let's try it out. Yeah, my pitch is way off, but the mics are definitely working. Just nothing to play back because I don't have an SD card. But if we get out tuner, does the play button work? Yeah, obviously nothing there, but it plays. And stop button is there. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with this overall. So I'll tidy it up and get it back to the owner. But that being said, if you enjoyed this video, I know not much to this, no electrical failure, just a mechanical one at the switch. Please let me know, leave some comments. If you're new to the channel, consider subscribing. Give this video a thumbs up if you liked it. If you want to support this channel, you can now do so because I've enabled supers, which allows you to donate directly to me. Helps me, outside of a customer repair, get components and parts to just repair random things I get online that you might all find enjoyable. But that being said, I appreciate you for your time. Thank you for watching. Take care and goodbye.
Bark?